A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, Kenya has witnessed significant unrest as citizens take to the streets and protest against government actions and police brutality. The protests, which coincided with the anniversary of Saba Saba, a historic date in Kenya's fight for democracy, have led to violent clashes between demonstrators and police, raising serious concerns about public safety and governance in the nation. On July 7, 2025, police set up roadblocks in downtown Nairobi, effectively sealing off access to the city center as businesses shuttered their doors in anticipation of the unrest. This year's Saba Saba marks 35 years since the first major protests advocating for a transition from a one-party state to a multi-party democracy, a change that was realized in the 1992 elections. The protests erupted in response to escalating frustrations over police brutality, poor governance, and the high cost of living. Demonstrators gathered in large numbers, lighting bonfires and hurling stones at police, who responded with tear gas and rubber bullets. Reports indicate that at least 11 people have been killed, and dozens more injured during these clashes. Eyewitness accounts from the scene depict a chaotic environment, with protesters chanting against police as they carried away injured individuals. Disturbingly, one young man was seen bleeding profusely after allegedly being shot by police, highlighting the violent nature of the confrontations. The Kenya National Commission reported that protests were recorded across 17 of the country's 47 counties, indicating widespread discontent among the populace. The government's response has been one of strict enforcement, with Interior Minister Kipchumba Murkomen asserting that violent protests would not be tolerated. Authorities have deployed police to ensure public safety, and roadways leading to key government buildings have been barricaded with razor wire. Public Service Minister Jeffrey Ruku urged government employees to report to work, insisting that the demonstrations would not disrupt essential services. The unrest has its roots in a series of events that have ignited public outrage, including the death of a blogger in police custody and a civilian being shot during a protest last month. These incidents have galvanized citizens, prompting calls for accountability and reform within the police force. The protests have drawn parallels to previous uprisings in Kenya's history, where citizens have stood against oppressive governance. As tensions continue to rise, experts warn that attempts to suppress protests may only exacerbate the situation. Macharia Munian, a professor of history and international relations, stated that efforts to criminalize dissent are reactive and counterproductive, suggesting that the government appears desperate to maintain control. The ongoing protests reflect a broader dissatisfaction with the current administration, particularly with President William Ruto's leadership amid allegations of corruption and mismanagement. Many Kenyans are demanding his resignation, asserting that the government has failed to address their grievances effectively. As the situation develops, the international community watches closely, concerned about the potential for further violence and instability in the region. The events of July 7th serve as a stark reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice and democracy in Kenya, as citizens continue to demand accountability and change from their leaders. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.